There was a man who resided in a land of giant trees, green mountains, and misty rivers. He had 2 wives. One was gentle and kind and gave birth to 2 sons. The other was selfish and cruel. One day, the elder wife fell seriously ill. Believing her time had finally arrived, she called her 2 sons to her bedside. "My beloved children," she sighed weakly, her voice faint but with infinite love. "I will be leaving this world soon. Kiss me and goodbye." They wailed and sobbed, tears streaming down their faces as they hugged their mother. "Mother, don't leave us," they cried. "What will happen to us? Our other father's wife doesn't love us. If she doesn't give us food, how will we survive?" As she was dying, their mother comforted them. "Don't be scared, my darlings. If you are overcome with hunger, go to the forest. There you will meet a person who will take care of you." And so she shut her eyes and left them forever. Days followed nights as the 2 lads mourned their mother. Once their tears had dried up, hunger started to nibble at their stomachs, and they reluctantly made their way to their stepmother. "Stepmother, do," said they. "We are starving. May we eat with you?" The woman laughed. "What? You want me to share some of my food with you? I don't even have enough to feed my own kids. Leave me alone." The younger brother held his stomach and wept. "Brother, I am hungry. I must eat." The elder brother held his hand firmly. "Don't cry. Remember what Mother said to us? We will go to the forest. We will look for someone to help us." Their desperation led them deep into the forest, and they wandered there for hours. They were just at the point where despair was setting in when they stumbled upon an enormous golden cow, kind-natured. The cow gazed at them with kind eyes and spoke. "You are lost and hungry, are you not? Do not be afraid, little ones. I will take care of you." The cow nourished them healthily each morning, and the boys were safe and well for the first time since their mother passed away. Each day, the boys returned to the woods with full bellies and wide smiles on their faces. Her children were soon following her example. "Why is it that you're never hungry?" they asked. "Where do you go each day?" The brothers looked at each other uneasily. "We just wander in the woods," they were lying. "It keeps our minds off of our hunger." But their stepsister was no fool. She demanded to be taken along into the forest by them. The brothers attempted to discourage her, but she insisted. "Fine," the older brother grumbled. "Let's go." They walked for hours until they reached the golden cow. The boys tried to hide their secret, but the younger brother, hungry, cried out, "Brother, I'm hungry. Please, let's eat." And so they summoned the cow, and it provided them with food again. The stepsister, in disbelief, ran to her mother and informed her of the secret. The stepmother's eyes gleamed with greed. She spoke to her husband that evening. "Husband, I am pregnant. Our child will be healthy, and I must eat good food. Bring me the cow from the forest." "What cow?" the man replied, perplexed. Do not feign ignorance, she snapped. I know about the cow that feeds your sons. Bring it to me. Her husband was not willing, but she did not give up, screaming and crying until he gave in. He entered the forest, found the golden cow, and came back home. Kill it, the stepmother instructed. I must eat its meat in order to nourish my unborn child. The man hesitantly lifted his knife, but when he tried to slit the throat of the cow, the knife would not go through its hide. Regardless of how much he struggled, the cow would not die. "Tetu," woman got furious. "If the cow won't die, I will kill your sons." The boys were shocked and begged, "Let the cow die." And at that moment, the golden cow fell lifeless. But the tests did not stop. When the woman tried to skin the cow, the hide would not come off. "If the skin will not come off, I will kill our children," she threatened. Again and again, the boys shouted, "Let the skin come off," and the hide came off. The woman put the meat into the pot to heat, but the meat would not tenderize. Enraged, she exclaimed, "If this meat won't cook, I will." "Kill the children! Let the meat cook!" cried the boys in distress. And lo, the stew did boil. When she had finished, she tried to lift the pot, but it would not budge. "If this pot does not come off the fire, I will kill the children." "Take the pot off the fire," cried the boys again, and it did at last. Afraid for their lives, the brothers knew they had to flee. They ran far into the woods, but in panic, they got lost. They wandered off separately, never to know what happened to the other. Years passed by, and the boys became men. The older brother stayed close to the woods, while the young boy ventured a long distance from it. One night, the elder brother chanced upon a village where he met a beautiful young woman, the chief's daughter. They fell in love and secretly met every night. But their village was being attacked, and every night the invaders came. Bravely, the young warrior fought with the chief without ever revealing his identity. One day, the chief sat pondering. "Who is the fighter who battles alongside me?" His troops counseled, "Ask your daughters. They may know." And the leader summoned his daughters and commanded, "Bring out your husbands and lovers. I want to see them all." All the daughters complied, except one. She remained behind because her beau had smallpox and was away from the rest. "Leave that man alone!" stormed the chief. "He is unclean." "Father," the girl implored, "he is the warrior who fights with you every night. He is a good man, and I love him." Enraged, the chief bellowed. But doing so, the crowd gasped. His head began to swell. "Chief, your head! It is growing!" His people cried. He was panicked and rubbed his forehead. It was true. His head was growing bigger. "Please, father," his daughter begged, "let me marry him, and your head will be normal again." The villagers agreed. Let her marry the fellow. Defeated, the chief surrendered, and as his daughter had sworn, his head returned to its usual size. The young warrior and the chief's daughter were wed, and from that day on, they lived in bliss and harmony. Unbeknownst to the man, his long-lost brother was alive and walking the planet, but that is a tale for another day.